Night shrouded the city as the lights began to shine. The huge floor-to-ceiling windows reflected the city's glittering night view, and also Chanyang's somewhat pale face. He leaned against the leather sofa, a cigar between his fingers, but he didn't light it. The air was filled with a faint smell of disinfectant, constantly reminding him that he was in a luxurious hospital ward. Transmigration, villain, terminal illness, impotent. These words echoed in Chen Yang's mind, a self-mocking curve on his lips. He never expected that he would actually be transported into an urban war god novel and become the evil father of the protagonist, a man who did many evil deeds and ultimately met a tragic end. Even more frustrating was that the original owner was not only a billionaire, but also possessed 5 stunningly beautiful adopted daughters and a wife whose beauty surpassed all others. This was practically the standard configuration for a winner in life, yet the original owner was impotent, surrounded by a house full of beautiful women, but could only sigh in frustration. Dang! Villain emotion system activated. Detecting host's current physical condition, newbie gift pack being distributed. Congratulations, host. You have received the villain aura, charm plus 50, intimidation plus 50. Congratulations, host. You have received 5 free attribute points. Congratulations, host. Congenital defect has been repaired. A cold mechanical voice rang out in his mind. Chen Yang's eyes widened sharply. The next second, a warm current surged through his entire body, and a long-lost sensation returned to his previously numb lower body. He immediately brought up the attribute panel, and, without hesitation, added all 5 free attribute points to strength. Strength, 15. Constitution, 8. Charm. Intimidation, 10. Looking at the changes on the attribute panel, a surge of ambition welled up in Chen Yang's heart. Since heaven had given him a second chance at life, and such superior conditions, how could he be content with being a cannon fodder villain? He would defy fate and turn this world upside down. Chen Yang's gaze fell upon the woman on the hospital bed not far away. The woman's name was Su Roxu, his wife, and also the stepmother, the male protagonist in this novel. Su Roxu had a breathtakingly beautiful face, skin as white as snow, delicate eyebrows, an eye, head of glossy black hair spread across the pillow, making her look even more alluring. At this moment, she was closing her eyes, her long eyelashes fluttering slightly, seemingly sleeping restlessly. Chen Yang got up, walked to the bedside, and looked down at Su Roxu. In his memory, this woman had always been cold to him, even with a hint of disgust. The original owner, because of his physical defect, only had possessive desires towards her, and never truly won her heart. Chen Yang curled his lips into a wicked smile. Since he had taken over this body, he would completely change all of this. He would make this ice beauty completely submit to him. Chen Yang slowly reached out, his fingertips lightly caressing Su Roxu's cheek. The delicate and smooth touch made his heart flutter. Su Roxu seemed to sense something, her brows furrowed slightly, her eyelashes fluttering even more intensely. Su Roxu suddenly opened her eyes, and what met her gaze was Chen Yang's face, bearing a wicked smile. She instinctively wanted to push Chen Yang away, but found her body soft and weak. What do you want to do? Su Roxu's voice carried a hint of terror, her beautiful eyes filled with vigilance. Chen Yang chuckled lightly, his fingers sliding across Su Roxu, his voice low and magnetic. What do you think, my dear wife? He leaned down, kissing Su Roxu's lips. Su Roxu struggled desperately, but to no avail. Chen Yang's strength was too great. She couldn't break free. As their lips intertwined, Su Roxu smelled a strong masculine scent, mixed with a faint cigar smell, making her feel a little dizzy. Chen Yang's kiss was domineering and forceful, with a hint of plunder, making her feel suffocated. She never imagined that this man, whom she had always regarded as a waste, would be so forceful. Tears streamed from Su Roxu's eyes, flowing down her cheeks. She gritted her teeth, not allowing herself to make any sound. She knew she couldn't yield. Otherwise, she would completely become this man's plaything. Chen Yang sensed Su Roxu's resistance, a hint of displeasure flashing in his eyes. He increased his strength, his hands tightly embracing Su Roxu's waist, preventing her from moving. His kiss also became more wild, as if he wanted to devour Su Roxu. Su Roxu's body gradually softened, and the strength of her struggle grew smaller and smaller. She felt a wave of powerlessness, as if all her strength had been drained. Chen Yang released Su Roxu, looking at her tear-stained face, a hint of triumph flashing in his eyes. What? Can't take it anymore? Chen Yang's voice carried a hint of mockery, his finger lightly wiping away the tears on Su Roxu's face. Su Roxu turned her head away, not looking at Chen Yang, her eyes filled with humiliation and anger. Chen Yang, you bastard. Su Ruoxu's voice was hoarse, with a hint of trembling. Chun Yang chuckled lightly, pinching Su Ruox's chin, forcing her to meet his gaze. Bastard. I like that title. Chun Yang's eyes shone with a dangerous light, his voice low and magnetic. Su Ruoxu, you'd better remember, from today onwards, you are my woman. Everything about you belongs to me. Su Ruoxu's eyes widened, filled with disbelief. She had never seen Chun Yang's forceful side before, which made her feel both unfamiliar and afraid. What exactly do you want? Su Ruoxu's voice trembled, her beautiful eyes filled with confusion. Chun Yang curled his lips into a wicked smile, his finger lightly gliding across Su Ruoxu's collarbone, his voice low and magnetic. What do I want? You'll soon find out. He leaned down, kissing Su Ruoxu's lips again. This time, his kiss was gentler, with a hint of appeasement. Su Ruoxu's body gradually relaxed, no longer resisting Chun Yang's kiss. She closed her eyes, letting Chun Yang take what he wanted. She knew she was powerless to resist and could only let fate take its course. The night grew darker, and an ambiguous atmosphere filled the ward. Chun Yang held Su Ruoxu, feeling the softness and warmth of her body, a strong sense of conquest surging in his heart. Chun Yang's eyes shone with ambition and desire, like a long-dormant beast finally baring its fangs. And Su Ruoxu was merely the first step in his conquest of the world. He would make her willingly submit to him, becoming his most loyal supporter. He would let her witness how he would step by step climb to the peak, becoming the king of this world. Chun Yang released Su Ruoxu, looking at her alluring red lips, a hint of mockery in his eyes. Wife, tonight, you belong to me. Chun Yang's voice was low and magnetic, with an undeniable domineering tone. Su Ruoxu didn't speak, only silently closing her eyes, letting tears fall. She knew she couldn't escape Chun Yang's clutches. This night was destined to be a sleepless night. This night was destined to be a night filled with sin and desire. Chun Yang gazed at Su Ruoxu, the tear marks at the corners of her eyes particularly striking in the moonlight. A strange emotion flashed through his heart, but it was quickly replaced by the thrill of conquest. He reached out, gently wiping away the tears on her face, his movements gentle, yet with an undeniable domineering manner. Don't cry. I will let you know that following me is the best choice you've ever made in your life.